Are you wondering whether or not Amanitore is any good in the open field? Well, in this video, I've got 26 different reports testing different combos, and we'll show you exactly how good she is. Hello my friends and welcome back, I'm Chisgule Gaming, and in this video, sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms, we're reviewing battle reports, and these are not rally reports as much as I want to do that testing because right now we're in the middle of a huge drop out of Imperium. Everybody's got their hospital full, which means they can't actually go into a practice match. So we're going to show you some open field reports with Osho. Both of us are over 155 million power, which is relevant because we can't actually fill our hospitals to help the migration. And if you wanted to migrate to our kingdom, by the way, the link is in the description to our migration Discord server. You could just check it out and talk to an officer of the kingdom right away. So this first report was the counter, one of the counters to Amanitore and Artemesia. And I do want to mention there is potentially one bug with the interaction of Amanitore and Artemesia. So even though there's a bug I'm going to talk about at the end of this video with the interaction of these commanders, potentially, they're still really strong. So let's get going, shall we? 23,600 to 41,000. Oh my God. Saladin William kind of wrecks the Amanitore Artemesia combo, which should be very strong for a number of reasons, and it's a little bit weaker than it should be. In fact, maybe a lot weaker than it should be because of this potential bug, but it's still so good in the field that, oh man, you'll see. You'll probably use it anyways. We ran the combo again, Saladin William against Amanitore Artemesia. The reason I like to do that is that sometimes these battle reports range widely from one report to another. So I wanted to hone in at least a little bit and give you more than one data point for the combos that we're testing here. 24,600 to 41,100. Okay, so cavalry counters the archers, and I should mention that in this testing, we are both using Germany. We have no city skin. We've cleared out our commander tabs. We have no tokens. Everything is 100% level, and the thing that is important is that I am Germany. I am using the special unit here, and that does swing this battle report a not trivial amount. I would guess about 4,000, maybe 5,000 sev wounds in my favor, and I've got a detailed video where I explain exactly why that's the case and why players should consider specializing in one unit type. Card up in the top if you want to check that out. Now, I mentioned before that Amanitore and Artemesia is a solid combo, but these reports haven't shown that yet. If you battle against Guan Yu and Leonidas, here's where things start to pick up. Guan Yu and Leo wins most duels, even against most archers. And this was a promising result. 33,200 sevs for the Guan Leo against the 26,000 sevs for the Amanitore Artemesia. By the way, we're both not wearing equipment on any of these commanders. And I guess I should show you the talents. I'll show you every talent build used at the end of this video. The next report is more Guan Leo, 31,000 to 26,400. I mean, it's a pretty on-target result here that we could repeat, and the Amanitore Artemesia is looking good. Now, it's archers against infantry. You kind of expect a counter. But let's keep going here with the next report. Alexander the Great and Harold is a top-tier infantry march, wrecked by these archers. 27,500 to 22,700 in favor of Amanitore Artemesia. Now, this report is why I like to run things twice, at least, because here, the Alex Harold actually won. 26,500 to 31,100. You see, you can't just run a battle once and expect you've got the definitive result. Up next, we ran some archers. We've got Nebu Esong against Amanitore Artemesia, and that was 30,500 to 23,300. So, again, we're really strongly in favor of the new archer combo. We ran that back closer, 28,100 to 26,300. The next report, I switched it up a little bit. I brought in Ramses, and Ramses is kind of a monster. 26,000 to 32,700 in favor of Nebu Ram. Okay, so the new archers as a combo aren't unbeatable. The Amanitore Artemesia combo, it's not unbeatable in the field. Nebu Ram again, this time it lost. 26,700 to 24,300. In the next report, Ramses with Esong. A great combo for the field, but lost. 28,400 to 24,000. And then ran it again, 28,800 to 24,900. So this new combo does a lot of AoE damage and is beating some of the oldie but goodie combos that have been very, very strong for a very long time. Now, it's not so much better that it's like OP, but it's just very good. Here is a Cyrus Ram. My Cyrus is not maxed. If it was maxed, this might have been a slightly more even report. 28,100 to 24,000 is honestly pretty close in the grand scheme of things. And I am missing 2 skills on the Cyrus, which means I'm also missing the expertise skill. I ran that again, 28,000 to 24,000. Again, in favor of Amanitore and Artemesia. And I started to run some different stuff here. Now I'm just sort of trying different combos just to see how they do. Here is a Pakal Herald, 33,600 to 23,500. You would expect the infantry to get a little bit wrecked by these archers. They do some pretty fierce work here. This is in part because this march is very good against a swarm, and this is just a 1v1, right? Here you've got Attila Takeda, and this was really gross. This is possibly the most disgusting single battle report I've kind of seen in a while. These got really nasty. 38,000 to 75,970. Oh my god. So, the new archers are pretty weak to the oldie but goodie Attila Takeda. Now, keep in mind, I do have the special unit and the civilization bonus, but oh my god. I mean, this was just bad, man. This was just bad, and it wasn't just bad, it was bad twice. 40,000 to 75,000. Yeah, Attila Takeda, everybody. No equipment on my Attila Takeda. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so that was really gross, and I don't know why it was so gross, but it's pretty nasty. Up next is Trajan Herald. I ran it just for giggles. 31,000 to 21,000 in favor of Amanitore Artemesia. And did I run it again? I did. 30,800 to 24,000. We would expect Trajan Herald to lose 1v1. It's literally making itself take more damage to benefit 4 other marches that weren't in the battle. So, yeah, it is not trading positively, but it does okay in the grand scheme of things, considering how much it's going to be buffing neighboring marches. Now, I ran Saladin William again, but this time we switched things up. We said, what if Artemesia is the primary? Does it make things better to have Artemesia primary? And the answer was no. 22,500 to 38,500. Again, in favor of the Saladin William. Up next is Guan Leo against the Artemesia primary. The Artemesia primary did do well. It won 34,000 to 26,000. So it's certainly not a bad combo. If we get a look at the next one here, we've got the Alex Herald against the Artemesia with Amanitore. That was 27,000 to 24,000, so 3,000 positive for the Artemesia primary. I ran a Nebu E-Song, and that, I mean, the Artemesia did pretty well. 32,000 to 23,000. Solid trade. Up next is the Ramses with E-Song. 23,500, and the Artemesia actually lost 31,000. It's actually a pretty big loss, whereas I feel like before it had won. So that's certainly a little flip of the outcome. And Attila Takeda, oh my god. No, no, no. Attila Takeda, 36,000 to 85,000. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I had no gear on. I checked. I had video. I was like, what the heck is going on here? This was absolutely disgusting. I don't know. I do not understand what is happening in the interaction of these commanders, that this went so poorly. And actually, I think I do know what happened. And we're going to talk about that bug in just a little bit here. And that will actually explain a lot as to why this outcome is so skewed in a way that it normally will not be. Up next is Trajan Herald against the Artemesia primary versus Amanitore. That is 31,000 to 24,600. Mega yikes. Now, what I want to do right now is just throw some talent up onto the screen for the Artemesia. throw some talents up onto the screen for the Amanitore so you know what was being used in this testing. And let me jump to my Commander tab really quickly and just show you really quickly what talent I was running. Here is the talent on Alexander the Great. Yes, I have gear on now. That's because I've subsequently run Canyon. Okay, I didn't have talent on. Right, sorry, I didn't have gear on at the time. Here's the Attila Takeda build. And Attila, by the way, is using a rally build, you may note, which is pretty wild. Here is the Guan build that I used. Open field Guan build. Here is the Ramses build that I used. Solid open field build for Ramses. From there, let me show you the Cyrus build. Here it is. It's a Clarity build, primarily focused in the Archer tree, but get some good talents in that skill tree. Then the Nebu build, using the Buckler Shield. And a couple more talents to show you. Here is Trajan. And I actually didn't do any battles with XY, so I actually don't have an XY build that I need to show you. But I don't think I showed Pakal's talents over here. Full Desperate Elegy Rally build. I get this is more of a rally build, but Desperate Elegy should be pretty good. And it didn't go terribly well. Then, the final build I do need to show you is that Saladin up top. Here's the Saladin build. It does have Buckler Shield. Now, courtesy of John Wick, he pointed out in a very clear video that there is an issue with the interaction of Amanitore and Artemesia. You see, a part of what should make this combo so good is the fact that Artemesia does self-harm, which is a little weird, but she does skill damage to herself, okay? Now, when Artemesia does skill damage to herself, you would think that that would activate the area of effect damage from Amanitore's 4th skill. But it's actually the worst of all worlds, which is why he's saying this has to be a bug, right? Which is that it is entirely possible, and I haven't verified this myself, but it looks like he's got pretty clear evidence of this, that the self-skill damage from Artemesia is triggering the cooldown of this ability without actually triggering the damage. And if that is true, that would explain why this combo did so bad against Attila Takeda. Because Amanitore basically is a 2-skill commander at that point, because you're not getting the benefit of the garrison skill, and you're not getting the benefit of the 4th skill, because Attila Takeda does no skill damage, and Artemesia's self-skill damage isn't actually triggering this ability, it's just triggering the cooldown for this ability, which means you should have been doing way more damage. So if you thought the results with Artemesia and Amanitore paired together were decent in this video for any of these pairs, can you imagine if they were even better? So exactly how much better they will or will not be is going to depend on whether or not there is in fact a bug in this interaction or if it's working as intended. And I have to say, if this commander was balanced specifically around this power level that they're currently at, but there's actually a bug and they're going to be even more powerful, oh my gosh, this could get pretty insane. With the Amanitore Artemesia combo, I think that could be very, very, very good. Oh man. Now, I do think there's more testing that could be done. Osho, and big thank you to them for doing this testing with me, has pretty much all the other archers, so we could do a bunch of testing there with Ramses, with Amanitore, or Nebu, or Cyrus. There is a lot that still could be done, so if you're interested in seeing that, throw a like on this video and consider subscribing. We're going to do more testing with Garrison and Rally, specifically with the new archers, as soon as we finish this huge migration into Kingdom 75. We've got some great players in, which has been absolutely fantastic. We actually, man, alliances are filling up. That's all I'm going to say about that. I think we've got like a 7th war alliance now starting to form, because we are just like jam-packed with a bunch of new migrants, which is really exciting. You're welcome to join us. I'm trying to turn 75 into more of a swarm-oriented kingdom. I do not know how achievable that will be within the small number of time we're going to have between our last KVK and our next KVK. But if that's something you think you'd like to try, we know it's effective for a lot of kingdoms. It was used against us. I don't know how they had some marches on the field. but they did, and so we're going to bring a bunch of marches too and see if we can make it better. Links in the description if you want to join our migration Discord. So if you want to see the video I described earlier, where I was saying that specializing in one unit type is really, really strong, card up in the top, as I mentioned earlier, you may want to check that one out. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.